Who would win in a fight? Caitlyn from League of Legends or Sniper from Dota 2? Today we'll pit these two against each other in a battle of the lore and a battle of the in-game abilities. Here's a summary on both their lores if you need it. If not, go to the time on the video right now to see the lore battle. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Born into a wealthy and influential merchant clan, Caitlyn swiftly learned the social graces of life in Piltover, but preferred to spend her time in the wilder lands outside it. Equally adept at mingling with the moneyed elite of the City of Progress or stalking a deer through the mud of the forest, she could confidently track a bird on the wing over the merchant district or put a shot through the eye of a hare at 100 paces with their father's repeater pistol. Caitlyn's greatest assets, however, were her intelligence and willingness to learn from her parents, who reinforced her understanding of right and wrong, even with a life of comfort and privilege. All that was to change one Progress Day some years later. Caitlyn returned to find her home ransacked and empty. The family retainers were all dead, and there was no trace of her parents. Caitlyn secured the house and immediately set out to find them. Tracking within the confines of a city was very different from the hunting in the wild. But one by one, Caitlyn located the thugs who had invaded her family home. The trail eventually led her to a hidden safe house, where her mother and father were being tortured for information. She rescued them under cover of darkness and alerted the Piltover wardens, though not one of the kidnappers they arrested knew the identity of the individual who had hired them only as a proxy with the initial C. She turned her focus towards breaking through the web of intrigue surrounding the mysterious C. Utilizing her hunting skills, she established herself as a private investigator and quickly made a name for herself as someone who could find anything or anyone. Caitlyn has since become a highly respected officer within the ranks of the Wardens, always striving to make the City of Progress a better and safer place. She recently partnered with a new recruit from Zone, the brash and reckless Vi. How such an unlikely pairing came about and been proven so effective is the subject of a wild rumor and tavern speculation among the fellow Wardens, as well as those they haul away to jail. Pardo Sharpeye was born deep in the mountains of Nolan, where the keen folk have survived by hunting the strange, cliff-dwelling steep stalkers above their village, shooting them from a distance and collecting the carcasses where they fell. Sharpeye was among the best of these strange mountain keens, for whom projectile weapons are but another appendage, and to shoot is as natural as to touch. On his day of summoning, when he was to gain full standing in his village, Sharpeye took the ancient test. A single shot from the valley floor to strike a beast down from the cliffs. To miss was to be dishonored. With his entire village standing vigil, Sharpeye took his shot. The steep stalker fell, and the crowd cheered. But when the carcass was collected, the village grew silent, for the elders found that the bullet had pierced its glittering central eye, then fallen to be clenched in the steep stalker's mandibles. This ominous sign was the literal opening of a dark prophecy, foretelling both greatness and exile for the gunman who made such a shot. Sharpeye the sniper was thus, by his own skill, condemned to make his way apart from his people, and unwelcome back among them until he has fulfilled the remainder of the prophecy by attaining legendary stature on a field of battle. This battle would almost certainly be decided dependent on where it takes place. Caitlyn was able to live a double life in the city and out in the wilderness. Meanwhile, Sniper only had a small tribe and the wilderness. Sniper would be on his way, years into his exile, winning every encounter he's ever faced, but none of them good enough to fulfill the dark omen and allow him to return home. Kate, still searching for the mysterious sea character who kidnapped her parents. One day while Kate was in the forest, Sniper would be observing her through his scope, hurrying parallel to his as she takes down beast after beast with just a single shot. Could this be the battle that would bring him home, Sniper thought? Not some glorious battle with an army, but simply a one-on-one with someone of equal skill. Wanting nothing more than to return home, he places Caitlyn's head in the center of his scope, taking a deep breath and firing, the shot ringing out through the forest. And with lightning-fast reflexes, Caitlyn fires her net gun in her direction, using the momentum of the blast to dodge out of the way. The smoke clears from Sniper's gun, and he looks down in the forest clearing and sees nothing. He's surprised nothing has ever survived his shot before, and now his prey is missing. Caitlyn uses her skills of deduction to deduce where the shot came from. One at that range could only be the work of a crack shot. She begins moving through the forest as stealthily as she can, knowing she doesn't have much time. She lines up her shot. Sniper sees the movement They both aim at each other and fire. Now we move on to the battle with the in-game abilities. As both games have different design philosophies, we will only be looking at all the skill sets in a vacuum. Here's a short summary of all their abilities, and if you don't need it, go to the time on the screen right now to see the ability battle. Caitlyn's passive has her 5th auto proc a headshot, dealing bonus damage. Caitlyn's Q shoots in a line, doing massive damage to the first one hit, then expanding and dealing minor damage to subsequent targets. Caitlyn's W throws a trap on the ground, and if anybody steps in it, it procs a headshot. Kate's E is a net she throws forward while jumping backwards. If it connects with a target, she can get a headshot. Kate's ultimate is a long-range snipe dealing massive damage, but it can be intercepted by other people. Sniper's Q is Shrapnel. It's a large AoE that slows and does damage, and he gains 3 charges of it. Sniper's W is Headshot. It's an RNG on his auto that slows the enemy, knocks them back, and slows their attack speed. Sniper's E is a passive that increases his attack range. He can also activate it to slow his movement speed briefly and double his attack range. Sniper's ultimate is a long-range snipe that can't be intercepted. This battle is all going to be about mobility and range. Sniper is exceptional at not allowing people to get on top of him, but Caitlyn's E allows her to very quickly close a gap, so she's able to use that in her favor and get up close to Sniper, who has greater range than her, and start proccing her headshots. Sniper's headshot procs, while RNG based, are going to be pivotal in how this matchup plays out. If he's able to slow down the attacks a lot so that Caitlyn can't proc her headshots, he's going to save a majority of his HP pool that way, and it's really going to be deciding on how the matchup goes. Once Caitlyn gets on top of Sniper, she can throw her traps behind him, and Sniper has no way to escape now and no way to disengage, so all it comes down to is a battle of the right clicks at that moment. Caitlyn does have a lot quicker cast time on her ultimate, so she may be able to get one of those off and do a large burst damage, but Sniper has too long of a cast time to be missing out on all those autos, so he's never going to be able to use that. And so I think once the gap's been closed and they are just simply head-to-head battling, Caitlyn has guaranteed procs and on headshot, and Sniper has RNG. And I think guaranteed procs will always win 9 times out of 10, so I think that this matchup is Caitlyn favored. So that leaves Caitlyn as our ability battle winner, and as for the lore battle, that's up to you to decide.